Y'all, we are back in the building today with another live, and we got to talk about College Hill, okay? College on the Hill Celebrity Edition on BET Plus is lit, okay? If you didn't know, now you know. Let's go ahead and dive into this Ponderosa because we got to discuss, okay? Nene returning to the house, okay? And Ray J gets to running, okay? On this Cowboy hold down field episode of College Hill Celebrity Edition, okay? Now, listen, two videos live in a row, baby. Let me tell y'all something. My energy must be up today, okay? Because y'all know that's a challenge, okay? Because I gives it my all. But thank you guys for chiming back in and jumping back on in this good chatterization so that we can discuss one of our favorite shows, okay? So on a scale of 1 to 10, y'all know how we do. We're going to rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? If you happen to see this episode of College Hill that came out yesterday, go ahead and let me know in the chatterization what you would rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10. And baby, let me tell you something. I'm going to give this episode, I'm going to give it an 8.5. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was good. We got a lot of emotional, heartfelt moments in this episode. Nene made it back. You know, we started a brand new week for the housemates, and they are heading into a new class. You know, Ray J had a whole meltdown out at the hoedown, okay? Um, and we finally get some questions addressed that there had been some speculation about that I kept trying to tell y'all, okay? I kept trying to tell y'all that Ray J was smoking the ciggies, okay? Y'all thought it was the herbals, okay? And it could, and I think it's a combination of both, right? But in this episode, the professor tells him to put the ciggies back in his pocket, okay? Confirming what I have been trying to tell y'all, that he was doing the chain smoking like Eva, all right? So I'm adding a point for that confirmation right there, because a lot of y'all were saying, no, it's just the herbals. It's the herbals. He got a herbal line or something like that. And I told y'all, no, them was the Newports, okay? The Marlboros, the Capris, okay? And whatever else they got out there these days, all right? Now, for that confirmation alone, I added a 0.5, okay? Um, Somebody said it come out on Thursdays. I don't know about that, but it came out on, I thought it came out on Monday. Regardless, we here, okay? We here. Meanwhile, let's jump into the episode, okay? Now again, if you guys are in the chat, let us know what you would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 as well, because y'all know I'm nosy. I like to know what y'all thinking too, okay? So Ray J is outside chain smoking again, and he's upset about his bad grades that he's been getting because he ain't been really participating like he's supposed to be doing, and he know better, right? But Ray J thinks that because he is, you know, an entrepreneur in the tech space and he's doing very well for himself, I might add, that he knows more than some of these professors do, okay? But you might know about the business in the tech world, but you might not know as much as you think you know about the African American studies. And besides that, you are in this to participate, and you are in this to get an education in areas where you may not be an expertise. Okay, so play along, Ray J, or get off the court. Now, meanwhile, Slim tries to give him a pep talk. Okay, mind you, I cannot put Slim's whole name in the hashtags of the video because it is a controversial term. So I noticed that today, which was interesting as well. Anyway, Ray J needs some humility, to be honest with you, if you ask me. But you know, that's just my thought. Okay. Um, Meanwhile, it's the beginning of week 3, and quite shockingly, Ray J is actually going to class. I'm shocked and surprised. Nene is still in Atlanta at this point with her family, but we learned that she will be back today. Now, They have another meeting with their advisors, and we learned that it's just 2 more weeks of class. So it's probably going to be about 2, 3 more episodes. Okay. And Ray J feels like he needs more weeks, because he ain't been to class in these past couple of weeks, right? Anyway, they get ready to start introduction to law, and the class is set up like a courtroom. Okay. So it's actual students in the class, and the students are actually dressed for the courtroom. Okay. But ain't none of the celebrities dressed for the courtroom. Okay. If anything, the celebrities note that they dress like they the ones that need to be defended. Okay. So when the judge comes in, you got to stand up. Okay. And when the judge, you can only speak when the judge tells you to. And then when you speak, you got to stand up for the judge, and the judge will tell you when you should be seated. Okay. Now, this judge is no nonsense at all, and she is not here for none of Ray J's shenanigans. And when she spots them ciggies hanging out his pocket, she got to tell him, put them Marlboro lights back up in your pocket, man. Okay. Um, but for some reason, being in this class is bringing up old wounds for Dream Doll, because we learn her dad is, in prison. All right. Anyway, they're going to have a trial simulation where they will be prosecuting a police officer for shooting and taking the life of a young man. Now, this is very true to what we see a lot of times on the news these days, but it's going to be difficult for Freedia, because Freedia and Ray J are representing the police officer, okay? And Dream Doll will be portraying the police officer, and then I think Nene and Slim are witnesses, while Lamar and India, of all people, are going to be the prosecutors. Okay. Now, yes, Miss Madam got Ray J together, T Ness. Okay. So anyway, later on, Dream Doll talks to Ray and Freedia about, their relationships with, was it Ray and Freedia? I think it was Ray and Freedia, about their relationships with their fathers. And, Freedia then gets emotional when she talks about how differently her stepdad treated her because she was gay. But if you had seen Frida's reality show, you would also know that this was something that was discussed on that show as well. All right. Um, for Dream Doll, her dad, we learned, is now all up in her life trying to get in on that Dream Doll money, okay? Trying to get them that cash, and he's still locked up for the next 20 years, okay? She just want a father, but he wants some money, okay? Meanwhile, she is trying to avoid Slim at all costs and all of his advances. She can't even go to bed at night. This man is up in her bed before she can even get there. And she is annoyed, like, man, get up out of this girl's bed. The girls don't want you, okay? I don't know why they don't want him. I mean, he seems like a very nice gentleman. You know what I'm saying? But the girls just don't want him, okay? Maybe they want somebody, I don't know how old he is, but, maybe they just want somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Just not him. And Dream Doll is letting him know that it ain't gonna ever happen. Okay. Never. Never. And you know what? Furthermore, that would annoy me too. We supposed to be up in this house as castmates, and here you go laying up in my bed. Like, that's really not cool. And it comes across a little creepy, to be quite honest with you. Because again, I don't know how old he is compared to her, but it really don't matter. Like, that ain't something that you do. You know what I'm saying? You don't hop up in some lady, some woman's bed unless she tell you to go there, unless she invites you there. Okay. That ain't what we do. So otherwise, it just comes across as a little creepsville to me. Okay. Very creepsville. Um, and I don't really think that's really, Slim's in general. So it just disappoints me that I see him continuously chasing after these little young girls like that. Because I feel like he don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I don't like it. Um, India. Oh, I told you who was gonna be what. Okay. Ray J and Freedia are defending the officer. Okay. Nene and Slim are witnesses. Dream Doll is the cop in the mock simulation. India and Lamar are the prosecutors. Now, to me, I would have put Ray and Freedia on two different sides of the courtroom. Because to me, Freedia and Ray and Nene are probably the ones that could do the best at lawyer speak. And what I mean by that is, I feel like Ray J can probably talk himself out of some stuff. Freedia be making sense when Freedia talking, okay? Which is why Freedia and Nene are in the narrator roles on this show, if you notice, right? So you got Freedia and you got Nene who just came back into town. So I would put Freedia defending the cop, and then I would put Ray J on the prosecutor side, and then I would have split up India to work up under with Freedia, and then I would have put Lamar to work up under with Ray, because I just feel like India and Lamar, they don't really have that gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't, it, to me, that's how I would have divided up to make it a bit more equitable, because in my mind, Freedia and Ray would run circles around India and Lamar in terms of being able to really deliver that lawyer type dialogue that we get on the Law and Order SVU. You know what I'm saying? Um, Yes, I mean, I feel like Lamar is going to struggle. Okay, I agree with you, T Ness. Lamar is going to struggle as a prosecutor. Okay, it just didn't seem to make make sense. But Nia, as you state, I think they're going to make them step it up. Okay, so hopefully we'll see some, them rise to the occasion. You know what I mean? You already know. Okay. Meanwhile, you know, Ray J is annoying to work with anyway, okay, according to Freedia, because Ray J 1 minute is all up into the assignment, and the next minute he is just downtrodden and just don't want to do nothing and want to make Freedia do all the work. And Frida's like, Ray J is not gonna cause me to get an F on this assignment because of his shenanigans. And if I was her, I'd be feeling the same way too. I would be doing that assignment all on my own and let him sit there, look crazy, and get another C plus just for showing up. Okay. Meanwhile, he ends up confiding in Slim about his issues with him and Princess Love, which is why she's on the thumbnail for this video. So anyway, India, Dream Doll, and Freedia talk about having families, and we learned that Dream Doll really wants to be a mom, and she's even willing to do it by herself because she doesn't want to deal with no men's drama. I keep hearing a lot of women say this. So, um, for my ladies out there, do you find that it's hard to find a good man these days? Let us know in the chatterization. I mean, that's just a general question, because I've seen and heard people say, I've heard a lot of my female friends, a lot of my, and I've seen a lot of women online speaking about this issue. Um, is it really that difficult to find a good man these days? You know what I'm saying? Because the way Dream Doll make it seem like she ain't trying to deal with no men or their men issues. All right. I wonder what the problem is and how we can fix that. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Brandy says, it's not hard, Richie, but I know my worth. That's right. And you got to add tax to it, Brandy. Add some tax to it. Um, I know that's right. Uh, but I'm not looking. Okay. T-Net says yes. Mr. Call says yes. Glitter Girl says yes. It TI is. Jessica says, I'm married, but looking at what my friends go through, I think it's hard to find a relationship. Mm. Okay. So it just kind of maybe depends on if you looking, where you looking, and what you might want. Okay. Meanwhile, Nene is back. Okay. Um, and she, ends up talking to Freedia about, just Gregg passing, what she's going through, her feelings of anger at the world because the world has kept going in spite of the fact that she has suffered a major loss. And Freedia can really relate, because Freedia has lost, her mom. Freedia has lost, just a lot of family members as well. And then Nene also reflects on selling the house and feeling like a functioning addict because most people can't see that she's just barely functioning. She might look happy on the outside, but every day is difficult for her to come to the realization that, Gregg is no longer there. And again, to me, this is the Nene that I feel like we was missing on Housewives. This Nene is so refreshing, not because she's in a state of loss, but I just do feel like life situations have maybe brought her to this point where, in the world of reality TV, in this new environment, she seems like a very willing participant, a very open participant, shady when necessary, but not overly so, fun and festive, but also at the same time real with a hint of sadness. You know what I'm saying? So I like this Nene a lot, and I would like to see her on another reality show. Quiet as is kept. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Nene and Freedia do something else together because they, to me, seem like a very good pairing. And I would like to see them go across the country and do some type of Paris and Nicole type thing where they put in all kinds of crazy situations and they got to kind of figure their way out of it. And heck, we can even throw Ray J on up in there to create some chaos and confusion for the mix. You know what I'm saying? Because they are really the ones that are carrying this show. If you really think about it, I mean, having Lamar and India and Slim and Dream Doll on the show are nice. If anything, Dream Doll I find is probably adding the next to the most in terms of personality, drama, and interest, but I sometimes even forget that Lamar is in the house. Okay. To be quite honest with you, I do. Meanwhile, it's time for the cast to go horseback riding at the ranch. Okay. And everybody is dressed like the cowboys and the cowgirls. Slim has always wanted to own his own ranch. So this is very inspiring for him. And next, it's time to ride the horses. Okay. Everybody except the Nene. Okay. The Nene is scared to get on top of this horse. She is scared to ride this stallion. She's scared to get back on the saddle. She afraid to wrap them legs around that horse and say, giddy up. So this woman is gonna go ride in the coach, in the stage coach, in the wagon with the rest of the folks that I don't know who they are. Okay. So they all trot about 80 steps, okay, over to the next spot where it's time for the hoedown, all right? And it's time for some crawfish, as Freedia said, suck a little head, eat a little tail, okay? So as the band is playing on the banjo, Ray J get to crying and screaming out to the Lord Jesus to save his life. He get to crying and the spirit take over him. And Ray J fall out in the grass in out yonder, okay, out in the field where the cows poop and the horses poop. And he get on his knees asking the Lord, why me? I don't know what it is about these shows that's taking us to church this week, but that's exactly where we keep ending up. Okay. Maybe I need to just be up in the church. Okay. But anyway, at the end of the day, Ray J is the pressure is just gotten to him in this moment, and he get to asking God to show him a sign. And he got to go take a walk to cool down. And next thing I know, I see that cigarette dangling somewhere, and I knew that was gonna come into play. I guess sometimes you need a good a little puff after you get your praise on or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, as he get to screaming more and more, the group starts to become concerned and they ready to get him back to the house. All right. So on the way back, he confides in the group, and then when he gets home, back to the mansion, he decides that he needs to go home, take a break, spend some time with his family. And, Freedia worried that the man may not come back. So when Dream Dog goes upstairs to peep out what's going on, she sees all of his stuff packed real raggedy style at the front door. Okay. And she's asking him, like, well, Ray, this all your stuff. How long you gonna be gone? And he's like, well, I mean, this is my stuff. And I just left three jackets here. So Dream is like, well, I mean, I don't know if the man coming back or not. So off he goes, fleeing off into the sunset. Okay. But we all know from the preview that he's gonna be back with his chain smoking next week. Okay. Back to help them finish the assignment, get up into the courtroom, and hopefully get himself something higher than a C plus. All right. But that was this week's episode of College Hill Celebrity Edition. I thoroughly enjoy this show because it's a show I could just watch for pure entertainment. There is no already established format for this show. Because, when we be watching Housewives, it's basically solo scene, link up scene, solo scene, link up scene, prepare for the event. And then the last 30 minutes of the episode is the all cast event where they sit around. Kenya and Marlo gonna argue. Okay. Drew and Sonya gonna argue. Marlo gonna talk about Candy. Sheree gonna laugh at everybody. Bring in Fatum. Yada, yada, yada. There's the show. Okay. So, like you, Nia, when I'm watching this show, I find myself just smiling throughout the whole thing. I don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I think it's because the cast on this show, and I joke about Ray J, but the cast is just a delight to watch. I mean, it truly is. And so to me, I really hope that BET comes with more content of this sort. I would be interested in seeing another celebrity, College Hill Celebrity Edition, at some point in time in the future, because again, I think that they are on to something special here. And this show even got me watching All the Queen's Men. Okay. And I don't know what I'm thinking, but I actually enjoys the show. Now I do think it's a little ghetto, but I quite like that Eva on this show. You know what I'm saying? I quite like Eva running up and through, shooting people whenever she wants to. The first episode I saw, it was like I think on season 2 or something like that, and she just randomly shot a man in the knee. Anyway, I like it though. Okay, I really like it. And I know it's just as ghetto, but I secretly like it. You know what I'm saying? Annie, I gotta go catch up on Caught Up in the Act. You know what I'm saying? If it's good, I might swap out or something else to recap that instead, because Basketball Wives is just not giving it to me. But anyway, with that being said, y'all know I love y'all to death. I got to go and try to find out why this dog downstairs barking like that. And with that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.